Hey everybody, welcome back to this Let's Play of Final Fantasy III for the PSP. I am Drak. Let's get to it, shall we? So last time, we took Doga to the Cave of the Circle, to which he wanted to go down there to get the key to Eureka. We don't know really what that means, but he also asked us to go free his friend Unei, and in order to do that, we're going to need to go to the Temple of Time. Yes, insert Zelda joke here. To go get Noah's Loot, which is the only thing that can wake Unei from the world of dreams. So that is where we're going right now. Strangely enough, this is actually where it is. If I could make this work. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? There we go. It's just picky. Okay, so now with the Nautilus, we can go to the Temple of Time. So we can take the Master Sword and free Link from the evils of Ganondorf. I'll stop now, just because I can make a dozen jokes just like that this entire time, and I'm just not going to. It's not out of the question for somebody else to name something a Temple of Time. I'm just going to say... Okay, I'm done. Now I'm done. Got that out of my system. I'm done. Thankfully, the Temple of Time is not that long, but it is one of the longer dungeons in the game. We're actually getting to that point in the game where the dungeons are going to get longer, the bosses are going to get harder, and all that fun stuff. And so while we are making our way through the Temple of Time, one of the questions that I do get quite often is, what are you currently playing? Where are you at in it? What do you think of it so far? And so I haven't been able to play too much this week, but I've been able to get to a couple of ones that people like updates from. Sadly, no Dragon Warrior 3. I've been busy enough that I just haven't gotten back to it. I'm at a point where I'm grinding. That's about all I can tell you. I think I'm at the Romali... I think it's Romali Castle or something like that. But I know I need to grind for some gear, so that is where I'm at with that. One of the games that I've been able to get a hold of is Red Dead Redemption again. I'm trying to power my way through that game, if for anything, to find something to enjoy in it or just to get it done. And I think I'm almost done with Mexico. I've completed all the Landon Ricketts missions, and I still, bar none, like the guy. He is constantly a pain to John Marston, but I like the character just because he's kind of a Clint Eastwood stereotype. Or archetype, as it were. Right now, I'm trying to finish up my missions with Colonel DeSanta, who... I love that John's getting continuously mad at him. Or is it Colonel? No, it's Captain DeSanta. Because he wants the information on Bill Williamson and Javier Escuela. And he's not willing to give it to him. And so where I left things off is he basically delivered an ultimatum to the guy. You either deliver to me the information I need, or we're going to have problems. And I didn't like the guy to begin with, so the fact that, John is threatening to kick his butt, I have no problem with this, strangely. The other one is Luisa Fortuna. I just barely helped her free her boyfriend, who really isn't her boyfriend because you can barely remember her. I literally went through that mission and just said, this is a Grand Theft Auto game. I can totally see the Grand Theft Auto here. I'm not saying that's bad, but for me, it's just like, ugh, more of the same. And I was disappointed with that. But, I mean, right now, I'm getting close to the end of Mexico. I'm hoping that the third section of the game provides me with something more that I'm gonna like, but I guess I'll find out. So that's Red Dead Redemption. I'm sorry to the people who who want me to like that game and all that. It's not happening. I'm trying very hard to like the game, and it's just not happening. The other game that I've been able to play has been Borderlands, and I'm actually, like, I think I mentioned this in one of the last parts. I finished Secret Armory of General Knox, and now I am working my way through, I can't remember the, Claptrap's New Robot Revolution, the last DLC pack, because I'm not going to go mess around with the Underdome. It's just not my thing, guys. And I gotta say, man, the DLC is really what makes that game shine, because it is so hilarious in a lot of places. General Knox I got a kick out of. I love Dr. Ned. That was a very Halloween and horror-based expansion, and it did so many references that it was just lovable, as far as I was concerned. And Claptrap's Robolution is even better, because he basically rounds up all the Claptraps and tries to kill everybody, or tries to start not a revolution, but a Robolution. And along the way, like, I'm halfway through it. The whole purpose of it is that I guess you have to go help the Hyperion Corporation take care of this problem. And along the way, I'm worried about spoiling it, but here's the thing. Borderlands has been out for a while. In fact, the pre-sequel just launched, so if I'm spoiling it for people, I'm sorry. But I love the fact that Claptrap actually... he literally resurrects bosses from the DLC that I have killed and makes them robots. And we'll get into that in a little bit. This is Noah's Lute. The legendary lute sealed away within time begins to sound a quiet song that reaches deep within your heart. Pretty. And we have obtained Noah's Lute. So now we have that, and now we can go wake Unei from her slumber. And I think we actually have a few more things to pick up in here, and then we're done. So we'll go ahead and grab those really quick. Okay, so back to Borderlands DLC. Yeah, he starts resurrecting bosses and makes them robots, I guess. It's not really clear what he does with them, but... so I faced the reanimated General Knox. And I loved that fight. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. It's just basically a replica of the fight, except as the General Knox fight goes along, he brings out support units. In this case, it's support Claptraps. But I just love the introduction, where he basically is just like, I'm gonna have to kill you now. Wait, I'm alive. Crap. I was like, yes! Yes, they got it! That's General Knox, that's what I love him for. Excuse me. And then also the other one that I've seen is he resurrects Dr. Ned. And I almost expected Dr. Ned's final form, but he just comes out and he's like, Claptrap, I'm a doctor, not a robot. This is awesome. I'm really hoping that we get, like, some other Robolution people. Maybe from the Underdome, I don't know. But I love the callback to that. In fact, bring back some of the main story people. I don't care. I'd laugh at that, too. I know that I'm halfway through the DLC, so I will get through the rest, and then I think I'm done with Borderlands. And I could finally give kind of my final viewpoint on it. Even though I've kind of repeated myself over and over. But I am really liking the DLC. I think it redeems the game overall. And people might have noticed that I actually did a magic cut there. It is because I had to go grind after... actually, it wasn't that I had to go grind. I got lost. And so I had to go find Unei's cave. And now we have found it. Unei Shrine. I gotta say, this is probably some of my most favorite music from this game. This Doga theme, or whatever it is. Noah's lute begins to play. Its timbre, said to reach into the world of dream, begins to fill the room. I love the bird right there. Huh? You did it! You did it! Unei's awake! Oh my. Did I sleep well? Parrot, on my shoulder, now! Wow, kind of barking orders right now. That's not cool. Aye, ma'am. Alright. I need to work out these sore limbs. Hey-ya! Okay. Unei, guardian of the dream world, at your service. And very creepy. The world of dream was a good place, but I guess I'd forgotten how exciting the real world could be. Uh-huh. And as for you, Doga told me about you in my dreams. We have to go get the Invincible, don't we? That ship will take you across the highest mountains. It's in the ancient ruins to the north, so what are we waiting for, eh? Let's go! What? Wait a second. Yeah, I'm kind of with Luneth here. What is it, young man? Embarrassed to be seen walking around with an old crone like me? Yes. No, ma'am. Not at all. Then stop staring and get moving! Unei has joined the party, and she is very much cheat mode when you're grinding. It's awesome. I love her and Doga. Oops, before I forget, here, take this! Obtain the Fang of Fire. And people might notice that we actually have been obtaining fangs throughout the game. It's part of an ongoing theme. Hey, where'd you get this? You must not lose this fang, as well as the 2 fangs that you already hold. Okay. They're the only things that will enable you to get past the 4 statues that Zant created to guard the entrance to his tower. Alright. There's one last fang, the Fang of Earth. To get it, though, you'll first need to find the Invincible. Come on, let's hurry. Okay. Alright, so we are with Unei, and we're going to go ahead and head to the Ancient Ruins. They will house the Invincible, and apparently we need it to get the last Fang. This will grant us entrance into the final area, Zans Fortress, basically. And at this point, I actually did do a little bit of grinding. Again, I'm not going to do the grinding on camera, but I am going to point this out again. The Ancient Ruins is actually a really great place to grind, but to me, Doga's Manor's monsters did a little bit more. So I actually went there. But there are shops in the Ancient Ruins, so if people want to do that, they can. So that's totally workable. Alright, now we are in the Ancient Ruins. And of course, preemptive strike! Doesn't matter, we're running away. We don't care. I'll handle this! And this is why I love Unei, is because she can buff you, and she even has Holy, but she likes giving haste. And since Refia doesn't really have that much charges of haste, it's a free haste. I like that. Oh, what's this? Let me handle this. Striking Dreamworld stones against any material from this world, even adamantite, should annihilate both objects. Alright. Stand back, here we go. Is she literally Hadokening them out of existence? That is awesome, Unei, and now I'm afraid of you.
That was taxing. I sometimes forget my age. Come on, don't just stand there. The Invincible awaits. Onwards!
Whatever you say, you scare me, lady. And you can see the explorers in here. That's supposedly what they are. But again, there are shops in this place because there is an advanced team later. And they do have some weapons that we will get. But that's why this is kind of an optimum place to grind if you want to. Is that you can easily get access to an inn, and inns don't cost that much. So whether you decide to go here or whether you decide to go to Noga's Manor like I did, that's really up to you. Oh, Unei, I love you dearly, but I'm just gonna run away. Okay, so let's go ahead and go further into the ancient ruins. Excuse me. And here we got a reflect mail. Let's go ahead and check really quick and see if maybe somebody can use it. Not Lunith. Best guess would be Ingus, and it's not that good, so we'll probably just sell it. And while we're making our way through the ancient ruins, again, I'm just going to go ahead and start getting into this again. So, like I said, I'm about halfway through the last DLC of Borderlands, and then I'll give my final verdict on it. The other game I've been playing is Dragon Age Origins, and again, I am liking how that game is. It's got kind of a slow build-up, but most BioWare games do, so I'm not disappointed by that. I understand it, and BioWare has enough of a good rep with me that I will stick it out, regardless of how fast it builds up, if that makes sense. But I am liking it. Right now I'm at a point where I freed the Arl of Aemon, but I did not get him out of his coma because his son was possessed by a demon, so I tried to do my best with it, and I mean, I think I made the right call, but that's the fun part about BioWare games, is that it is your call. So I did that, and then I'm now trying to, because the brother of him, or of Arl Eamon, is now convinced that the Urn of Sacred Ashes is going to bring him back, so now I'm off looking for the urn, and which led me to a mage tower, and I'm stuck there at the moment. I'm trying to work my way through that dungeon, and it's okay. I mean, it's as good as I thought it was going to be. The one thing I do like, though, is that I've kind of gained access to blood mages or maleficars in the Dragon Age universe, and I like the lore around them. You know, they're kind of forbidden mages. They're not doing things on the level where mages would use lyrium to cast spells. They actually use life. I'm not saying I agree with the whole concept, but I mean, when I first saw it, I'm a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and even its sequel series, The Legend of Korra. And the first time I saw a blood mage at work, I'm like, this is bloodbending. That's what it is. That's how creepy it is. And I like that. I like the fact that there is kind of a forbidden art to magic. I like when stories implement that. It works, at least for me. But I can't really say much aside from that. I haven't really done a whole lot in the story again. The one thing that made me kind of laugh, though, was this whole quest for the Urn of Sacred Ashes took me to a city, and I can't remember its name right off the top of my head. But I literally came across a guy that I met earlier in the game at the battle where I became a Grey Warden. And he apparently wanted to have a duel with me because I somehow besmirched his honor by doing what he thinks I did. Which I didn't, you know, the story's very clear on that. But I just kind of looked at him and went, well, your honor demands it, not mine. I'm not going to fight you. I have no reason to fight you. And he just got... How dare you not fight me? And I love that whole concept. Okay, whatever. Good on you, dude. So I was laughing at that, but most of this I'm engaged enough. Like, when I lose track of time very deeply, that's when I know a game is really getting me involved in the story. And so I can happily say that Dragon Age Origins has done this. Red Dead Redemption, not so much. I'm literally counting down the minutes that I'm playing, and I play in stints. And then another game that I've been playing, I actually, after Spyro, wanted to get back into the LEGO series, because I'm really liking those games. And I wanted to go through all of them before LEGO The Hobbit comes out. Or came out, because it is out now. And I just barely got to LEGO Marvel Superheroes. That is a fun game. I know a lot of people will say that about LEGO games. You know, I actually will say that they are probably the most likely candidates where a movie adaptation would work and be fun. Because all the movie adaptation games that they've done, I've not disliked. I mean, there are ones that I like more than others. For example, LEGO Harry Potter really worked. And this is another one where it's just awesome. Because LEGO knows how to make fun of the franchise and keep people entertained. Well, keep people entertained with the humor, but also there's enough engaging gameplay to make you want to keep going. And Marvel Superheroes is no exception to this. In fact, where I actually didn't like LEGO Batman that much, like both the first one and the DC Superheroes the reason I didn't like that was mainly because I didn't get access to the DC Superheroes until later. Whereas Marvel Superheroes gives me access to them right now. And I love that whole concept. I can be Iron Man if I want, or I can mess around with Reed Richards. Awesome! I'm only hoping that LEGO Batman 3 fixes that. Excuse me. Because that was... Oh, it bugged the living crap out of me they did that. Right now, I'm not too far into LEGO Marvel Superheroes. I'm enjoying the story as I go. And I love that it's, you know, where Iron Man and the Hulk are dealing with one thing in one part of the city. Then I got into a mission where Reed Richards and Captain America were dealing with something in another part of the city. That was awesome. Especially since it was the Baxter Building. I got to go into the Baxter Building. It was awesome. Oh, it makes me sad that Fantastic Four, the comic, has been canceled. What a long legacy. But we actually have reached the end of the ancient ruins, believe it or not, and now we can go get on the Invincible. And it is a big ship. You're going to find out in a second. Holy crap, that's a lot in a ship. Excuse me.
Now listen up, the stairs over there are the way out to the surface.
Okay.
When you want to board the Invincible again, stand in its shadow and press the cross button.
This is kind of a tutorial, but it's helpful.
You'll see a question or an exclamation point when you get near any mountains. Press the cross button to rev up the engines and propel us over the hills.
Okay.
Press the circle button to stop it and take a break. You can steer the ship again by standing at the helm. Did you take all that in?
Nope.
I think so. Good. Now follow me.
I love it. The Invincible. Crash course.
Put Gil in these thingies here, and you can buy items, weapons, and even armor.
Cool. So it has its own shops.
I've also summoned Fat Chocobo in the corner further aft. Where are you? Come on out, you chubby chicken.
This is another thing that got used for a few games. The Fat Chocobo. And man, oh boy, it looks kind of freaky in 3D.
You can rest up in the beds over there, too.
So there, you never have to pay for an inn again.
Doga's calling me. I have to go.
You're going already?
Yes, I trust you to do the rest yourselves. Remember, go to the Cave of Shadows north of Amur and recover the Fang of Earth. Come to Doga's Manor once you get it. Dogen and I must give you something before you continue on your journey. Alright. Good luck with the Fang of Earth. I'll see you in Doga's Manor. Ta-ta!
How are you gonna get out of... Oh, wait, never mind. You're like the ultimate white mage. Never mind. Unei has left the party. Aw, and I was kind of getting used to her and liking her. But now we have the Invincible, and this is like the best airship in the game, especially because of all the stuff it offers in it. So that's really helpful. But it's time for us to start this bugger up. Let's get out of here. But that's going to be all that we do this week. When we get back next week, we will go out to the Cave of Shadows and also take on some bonus content. But in the meantime, I am Drak, and this has been a Let's Play of Final Fantasy.